everybody, and welcome to our Thursday night cook-along. Hope you're ready to cook some delicious pesto chicken pasta. So we'll give everyone a little bit of time to get on and then we'll get going. I've got two machines set up today. You don't need two machines to cook this, I promise you, but I've had quite a lot of requests from people to see some of our accessories, so I thought it might be a good chance if we get time while this is all going, because this is a really quick and speedy midweek meal. I also say that this pesto chicken pasta you can serve cold. It's amazing cold. So if you're heading out now and starting to do some picnicking, if you're in Sydney and you're allowed out and you've got, you know, all of that, then it might be an opportunity for you to use a recipe like this as well. So you can definitely serve it cold. For all of you that are on, I don't know whether you've all caught up on our staples. We've done two series of the staples now, every sort of second Saturday for the last few weeks, and we're looking at doing another one. So what I would love is some feedback on what. So we've decided collectively that we would do a picnic themed class. Because not only is it for Sydney, who are obviously being allowed out, you know, starting to picnic and everything, but it's summer. Summer's coming along, Christmas is coming along, scarily enough. I keep seeing those posts that say it's X amount of Fridays till Christmas. Oh, I don't like seeing those. Bit scary. But great opportunity for us to share with you some amazing salads and things and some picnic ideas. So I'm sort of thinking of a few, maybe some sandwich sort of ideas. But I would love your feedback. So if there's anything that you would love to see, I'm actually going to attempt to do a Caesar salad dressing. So hopefully that works and I can actually add that to that day. So that's something that we're going to work on as well. So please let us know if there's anything you'd like to see on one of our Saturday classes, because we'd love to keep going, keep doing these on Saturday afternoons to give you some inspiration in the kitchen. So please let us know what you would like to see. So tonight, I think I've given you all enough time to jump on or, you know, nearly get on. First thing we're going to do is have you roasted your tomatoes. Okay, so I did say in the instructions or the ingredients to have some little baby cherry tomatoes and to have them roasted. If you haven't roasted them yet, don't panic. Go and turn on the oven, pop your little tomatoes. I'll get mine and show you. I've just pulled them out of the oven. So I've got all my little tomatoes, all nice and roasted. Honestly, if you bite one of those, come and have a look at them because they look and smell amazing. But if you bite into those little things right now, I reckon they'd explode and they're hot. So I'm not going to do that, especially on live Facebook. But get your little tomatoes in the oven. However, if you're going to do this as a summer salad and you don't have time to roast tomatoes, just put in your cherry tomatoes and just cut them in half. So it's not, you know, this is not the standard, this is not what you have to do, it's just an idea. But I have tried this a number of ways, as a cold salad, as a hot salad, and, you know, opportunity for you to change it however you like. So that's what we love about what we do, is that we can change to the things that we like or the things that we don't like. So we're going to get started, get your little baby tomatoes in, and we're going to get started by making our pesto. So pesto is a super simple, easy one to do. Pesto is amazing on its own. It's amazing in salads, it's amazing as a dip, it's amazing with cream, which is what we're going to do today, which reminds me, that's what I forgot to get out of the fridge, so there's always something. So we'll grab that out in a minute, but we're going to also heat that all together, and it's amazing. I've had the tick of approval from the neighbours, who tend to gain the most out of the recipe testing that happens in this house. So anyone that knows where I live and lives near me, put your hand up, let me know. I'm more than happy to accommodate you. But yes, so I've had the big tick for this one, which I always love to know, and I always ask for honest feedback too, so that's always good. So we're going to get started. I've got my basil. Now, I don't know, so we've got Rosie there for our questions, and I don't know, and Rose might be able to do a shout out on what she does with this, but when I do pesto, I do pull all the leaves off the thick stems, so I'm not sure whether everybody does it that way. Rosie, you might want to give your outlook on the way you do it, but I do like to pull all the leaves off and not have those thick stems in there. I could be totally wrong, but that's just how I've always done it. But if you've got any suggestions on that, anyone, please let me know. It takes a little time to do it, but I mean, it's so worth it because it smells amazing. So we're going to add in there all of our, and isn't it amazing that a full bunch of basil is going to fit in here and turn into pesto. Okay, so we could do it in the large bowl, but why would you? Honestly, you don't need to. The little bowl is absolutely perfect. Always drop one leaf into the little bowl, a big bowl. Okay, and you know what? It can stay there. It can be a garnish at the end. Okay, so I've got all those little leaves in there. I've then got my pine nuts, just raw. I don't roast them. You can roast them. It does change the flavour, but if that's the flavour you like, then absolutely go ahead. But hello, quick, simple, easy for me. And our couple of cloves of garlic, so that's all going in. Then we're going to add our 50 grams of Parmesan. Now, if you don't have grated Parmesan, all I've done is, if you want to come in and have a little look, all I've done is I had a block of Parmesan to be used, so I've just cut them into little bits, and it's still going to work. So don't feel that you have to buy grated Parmesan. It gets expensive to buy things already grated quite often as well, so this is just an easy way to do it. So that's 4 of my 5 ingredients, and that's another thing I love, is 5 ingredients for pesto. That's all you need. So I've got my oil here, and we're going to get this machine started. It's probably asleep. Are we awake now? Okay, so we're going to take this out and we're going to get started. Okay, I'm just going to give that a little bit of a scrape down, just because we can. I like all those bits nice and fine. So if you scrape that down, oh, it just smells amazing. So let us know, are you cooking along with us tonight? I know that some of you are watching from other states and it's a little early for dinner, but I do like this one because if you do want to eat it cold, you can pre-prepare it. Beautiful. It doesn't need to be something that you have to do at the time. Okay, so there we have it. Our beautiful pesto in our little bowl, ready to go. The smell of pesto just is amazing. So I'm just going to now set that aside, okay, because we're not going to need that for a little while. And now I'm going to move on to getting our chicken ready. So I did request that you boil the jug, so have your boiling water ready and on hand. I'll just take the whole base off. Okay, so we'll set that aside. And we're going to get our bowl on and ready. Okay, now I need to show you something, so you're going to have to come in closer for this. Some of you that watch these quite regularly would remember that I showed you how to take the little white piece, off our chicken. Now remember, I was holding it, I used a piece of paper towel and a fork. We've come up with a better solution. It is called pliers. Now, these pliers are for the kitchen only. Everyone in this house knows not to touch them. This is what they're used for. But if you want to come in and I'll show you. And this means also, I don't have to touch the chicken at all. So all we do is with this here, I grab the little white bit because I really don't like that little white bit in the chicken. I pop in my fork. So for those of you that haven't seen this hack before, or for those of you that have, the difference is now I'm just using the pliers. Now watch this. Oh my gosh. Isn't it like a, what do they call it? Anchovy. That's what it looks like. So I'm going to do that again. For those that weren't watching, are you ready? It's just because I'm so excited because this is the longest job for chicken tenders. Oh, look at that. And it just pulls straight out. Ha-ha! Ta-da! I hope I've just rocked your world, blown your mind. For those that haven't seen it, I want you to tell me that that's something that you've never seen and that's amazing. All I did was buy these from my local supermarket, but you can probably buy them even a little bit bigger if you wanted to from the hardware store, but honestly, supermarket, they're easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out my chicken into my steamer. Now, I do spray a little bit of olive oil into my steaming basket just to stop it sticking. So I'm going to pop all that in. My jug's been boiling, so I'm going to add that in just a sec. And this is 500 grams of chicken tenderloins. Now the reason I've chosen tenderloins is because they're the quickest. So it's the easiest thing to cook. And you'll see at the end, when we're going to shred them, how easy it is to add to this pasta. So get ready, because this is amazing. Okay, so we'll pop those all in there. And I'm going to pour in my boiling water. Now if you have a look, my boiling water, I don't want to overdo it, okay? So we're going to go, so you can see that, we're not going to quite cover it. So we're just going to get to before the last little, you know, knob piece, I don't know what you want to call it. And we're going to pop that in. Now keep your water aside just in case you need to top it up. And we're going to pop this on for just 5 minutes. Okay, so we've jumped on to expert. I'm going to go on for 5 minutes. Speed 3 is fine. And we're going to go on at 110 degrees. If you go backwards, it's quicker because it goes from 140 and we get back to 110 really quickly. So we're going to let that go for 5 minutes. Now, the reason I'm only going to do it for 5 minutes is because it's about a 15-minute cooking process, and the pasta that I have is a 10-minute pasta to cook. Okay. So with the pasta, I picked linguine because linguine cooks faster than your spaghetti, and also it's just, I really like it. I don't know. It's weird, isn't it, that you like different pastas with different things. So what I'm going to do in a minute, once that 5 minutes is up, is I'm going to snap that in half, and then I'm going to add that to the bottom into the water. So this is really a one-pot wonder dish, and I absolutely love this dish. So I'm just going to grab a plate. My dishwasher's clean, by the way. Because I want to be able to put this basket, once it's steamed for the first 5, I need to actually, they are clean, I promise you my dishwasher's clean. Because I want to pop the basket on there, on the plate, while I add my pasta in just a minute. I'll move those aside. It's a shame that it is clean, because then I could have repacked it straight away. I could have been packing the dishwasher while we were on here live. Okay, not going to happen. So, I'm not going to start any of these yet, but I might just set it up, because I know a few of you have asked, and that's why I really wanted to be able to show you some of our accessories. Now, the accessory that I've chosen, there's 2 I've chosen actually. So anyone that watches us on TVSN, we've been doing a little bit at the moment with the dicing kit. And it's sort of given me a new love for the dicing kit. So I thought it was a great opportunity to show you. But I also wanted to show you the spiralizer, because I think that this dish would be amazing with zucchini noodles. So for those that don't want to have the pasta, I will be making zucchini noodles and doing exactly this dish with the chicken and the pesto and everything else, but using the zoodles instead. Now I'm just going to grab my cream while I think of that. And I also did mention to use a thickened cooking cream, and a light one, and this is what I've used. So I don't know whether, I think that's the only one I've ever seen is that light cooking cream. So a bit of an ad there for Bulla. If you're watching, feel free to throw us some extra cream or something. Okay, so we'll let that go through, and then I'm going to set up my spiralizer. Okay, so the spiralizer comes with 3 attachments. Okay, so it comes with your spaghetti, so your thinnest of the 3. It also comes with, of course I took the wrong one off, the fusilli. So the fusilli, oh actually no, the fusilli is the thickest one, and then the tagliatelle. Okay, so it's kind of like going spaghetti, fettuccine, and then your sort of larger ribbon type, you know, type things. So it all comes with this beautiful little attachment, which basically just slots into here, comes with the support arm, and then you just choose what spaghetti. So let's just go with spaghetti, and pop that into here. Okay, so it's all that simple, except that my support arm should have been on there already. Okay, so we're going to just line that up, and we're going to get ready to do some zoodles. Okay, so how long have we got? Okay, we've got a minute and a half, so should I start with your zoodles? Let's have a go. Let's do the spaghetti first, and then I'll show you the difference. So all we're going to do is, I'm going to move that out of the way too, because that would mean that you can actually see. So I'm just going to, okay, so in your pusher, is there a little spike? So that little spike just pushes into our zucchini so we have control. Are you ready? You might want to come in and watch this. Okay, let's go. Okay, so the only bit we have left is this tiny little piece. So that's it. That's all we've got left out of that zucchini. So I'll pop that aside and I'll show you now. This is just amazing. Are you ready? So I reckon that if I got the kids to have one end each, we could probably do a lap of the house. But look at all of those beautiful zucchini noodles. And the favourite part, my children are all grown up now, so it's not so cool as it used to be, but it's a little bit in the middle we call the worm. So whoever gets the worm in their meal is the winner. But you can see that was just one small zucchini. Now zucchinis I think are starting to come into season because I noticed today they are a lot cheaper than they have been. So it might be a really good time to get into the zucchini. Okay, so now I'm going to do, actually no, I might wait because we must be really close. Beautiful. See, it's just giving me something to entertain you all while we're waiting. Okay, so your chicken you'll notice is starting to cook beautifully and that's what we want. Now I want you to check that you still have enough water in there, so I'm just going to take that out. It's not too hot to touch yet because it's only been on for 5. And I've got 400 grams of pasta. So when I put my pasta in, I'm just going to snap it in half and I'm just going to pop it either side of that blade. Don't fall. Okay. So I worked out I get about 400 grams of pasta in there. So that's why I'd be wondering why I didn't just use the whole 500. Okay. Now obviously now that water level is going to come up a bit. So that's why we had to keep it a little bit low. Now, don't be afraid if the water, the boiling water starts touching the chicken. It's absolutely okay. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a push down in there. Oh, just splash it out more. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to now set this for 10. Well, actually, I'm going to set it for 5. It does take another 10 minutes, but I like to set it for 5 because if you feel that you need to, you can actually flip your chicken over after 5 minutes. So we're going to do that. Okay, so we'll set that for another 5. But this time I want you to turn the speed down to 0. However, every now and then through the cooking process, we are actually going to turn it on to 1A. Like you would normally stir your pasta while it's cooking, we're still going to do that. Okay, so let's get that going. Right, so where were we? The next one. We'll do the, actually we might do the fusilli, because then you can tell the difference with that quite a lot. So let's get rid of that. Basically I'm just creating extra washing up for myself because I've decided that I really love washing up. Not. Okay. So now we're going to do the fusilli. So I love that all of these attachments just attach onto our large bowl. So it makes it nice and easy to be able to use right onto the top there. So I'm just going to hold that down again. Are we ready? This is what you would use to do a chip on a stick. And if I haven't got you a chip on a stick, then your children clearly aren't listening. Okay, it's like the Easter show. Haven't had that for a little while. Okay, are you ready? Because I find this quite amazing because it all just stacks. Are you ready? Are you watching? Look at that. Isn't that just absolutely? But imagine now threading that on. What I would do with this, if I was doing a nice salmon, cut your salmon into nice squares. You can actually then thread this through the skewer as well. Or you could do little fish parcels with your beautiful, oh gosh, it just makes me hungry every time I do these. the beautiful fish parcels with that rainbow ribboned zucchini. Isn't that just amazing? I just think it's just, well, hopefully you all find it amazing too. Give me a shout out if you've got a spiralizer and tell me what else you do with it, because I'd love to know what else you actually do with your spiralizer. So you've got all those attachments to use. Give us a hoy and tell us what it is that you do with it. Okay, just pop those aside. And the other one that I wanted to show you was the dicer. Now, the dicer's got a few different functions. So the dicer can be used for dicing things like your vegetables into small squares, but it can also be used to do your vegetables into sticks. Now, let me just get rid of this. So, if I'm doing a vegetable soup, then I would use my dicer, okay? And I'll show you the difference. So I'll put that on, now lid back. Okay, take that out, don't need that. Okay, so this is the dicer. So if you can see, and that's the bit that I was going to show you, this is the little bit that does the actual dicing. So I'll just leave that to show you. Okay, so you can see the little cubes, so nice and easy. So that just slots into the bottom there, and that just basically goes straight in to the large feeding tube of our food processor. Now, I've decided first of all I'm going to do little cubes. So you also get, which is a bit of a bonus because you can use this just for slicing if you wanted to, but it's actually a 10mm slicing blade. So I don't know, if you want to come in and have a look, or if you can see, but if you have a look at how thick that is compared to your 2 and 4mm that you get with your machine, it gives you another blade that does your 10mm. Now the reason we want 10mm for the dicer is because we want centimetre cubes. Okay, so remember, super sharp. So what we're going to do is I've got my blade in, I've got my dicing kit locked in. Again, this dicing kit acts like the large feeding tube. You cannot actually start the machine unless it's past there for safety reasons, and that clicks on. And this is my pusher, which you can also see has the little holes which goes down into here to make the sticks and things. Okay, so I'll do this little one. I should have probably got more veggies, but let me tell you what I do with this one. Okay, see how quick that was? Now imagine how long that would take you with a knife first of all to actually dice that up, and what we've been able to achieve. So if you want to come in, have a look at all my little cubes. But I'm one of those, and they will give me a hard time when telling me about it actually. I like, when I do my veggie soups, I like everything to be fairly even. So my my sweet potato and my swedes and parsnips and carrots and everything that's going to go into my veggie soup, I like to be fairly even. So it's really great that I can just chop everything through there. Now, this also makes the most amazing fruit salad, but just let's hold on to the fruit salad for just one moment, because we've only got 5 minutes left for this. Can you believe it? Okay. So, if you have a look at your chicken now, you can see what I mean. So come in and have a look. So we're going to, you can see, can you see that? I'll just put that up like that for you. So you can see that we're going to have a little bit more cooked on the bottom where it's steaming more. So I'm actually going to just flip my chicken over, just so we get that more evenly cooked chicken, and so that we can do it all in that time limit. You don't want to overcook chicken because you don't want it to dry out, and that's what happens unfortunately if we overcook chicken. So let's just flip all of those little pieces over, nice and easy. My pasta is going beautifully, except we need to 1A it, which I need to do, but that's all good. It's cooking beautifully. Okay, so we're going to pop that chicken back in there. See, that's still not too hot to touch, which is good. And we're going to pop that on. Okay, so now I'm just going to go for another 5. Oh, or 30. Let's just try 5. Got a bit excited. Okay, so we're going to start that, but then I'm just going to go across and I'm going to up and I'm going to 1A that pasta. And it's just like you would stir your pasta by yourself. And I'm just going to let that go down. And remind me, someone give me a wink in a minute or so and I'll 1A it again. Okay, so where were we? That's right. So we've done some chopping with our 10mm blade. And the other thing I was going to talk about fruit salad. This does, if anyone watches TVSM, we've done it a couple of times recently, but doing fruit salad through the dicer with the blade in, it is like, whenever my great grandmother used to make fruit salad, every piece of fruit was cut little, tiny, all the same. It was amazing. And I used to think, wow, she must spend hours. Now I'm thinking, wow, she cheated and she had one of these and a dicing kit, but I don't know. Anyway, so if you do your kiwi fruits and your strawberries and your, what do you call it? Rock melons, all those sorts of things through the dice, so you get these beautiful, pieces of fruit all through that fruit salad, which you can use just to eat on its own, use over pavlova, so many things you can do with it, but it just makes it super quick to make a really huge bowl of fruit salad. So honestly, I would do it just for fruit salad. Okay, and then the last one I wanted to show you is then how we can do our sticks. So with the sticks, we don't actually need to turn the machine on. We just need to push the carrot through. So this is really great. I'm not tall enough in this house. The bench is a little taller than I'm used to. But if you want to have a look now, I've just been given the 1A. Is it that one? No, wrong way. We've got she gives me a 10 or a 5. She gave me a 1A. I don't know, is that good? Okay, so come in and have a look at this. I just love this. I have got the best carrot sticks ever, all done in just seconds. So this is perfect for cucumbers, for celeries, for you doing your potato chips. So if you want to do potato chips, absolutely amazing to be able to do that with your potatoes, your sweet potatoes, all those things. Especially if you sort of got one of those, I really feel like chips or something, cravings, or the kids want to add something to dinner. Great way to be able to do it yourself as well. So I'm just going to grab a couple of forks because very soon we are going to shred that chicken and I'm going to get you to come in and have a look at us do that. So we mustn't have long to go. We might be due for a 1A. Okay, beautiful. Get yourself a large bowl, get yourself a strainer so that we can strain that pasta as well. If you find that when we take out the chicken, every time I've tested this, the chicken's been ready, so I've not had to put it on any longer. But if you need to, absolutely fine, you can do so. If you find your pasta's not quite cooked, then you can take the chicken out and then cook your pasta for a little bit longer. But honestly, I've found that the pasta was cooked enough, so this was a perfect 15-minute dish, bang, ready, easy. Okay. So, pasta a little bit of a stir. And like I say, you can see water bubbling a bit, don't worry about it, it's all fine, it's the steam, it's everything cooking it anyway. So, look at those carrot sticks, I just want to eat them, but that would be really rude, wouldn't it? We've got some beetroot hummus that we did last night, which was amazing. So the tip to beetroot hummus I found is add some lemon rind and a squeeze of lemon. It changes the flavour. It is amazing. Okay, so don't forget, let us know what it is you want to see on our next Saturday, cooking show. We like to do a number of recipes in that. So I think last week we did 8 or 9, and the week before I think we did 7. So we're happy to do, quite a few. So, give us some ideas of things that you'd like to see, that you haven't seen, that you'd love to know how to do properly, and we'll get on. And I'll get that all ready to go and out to you so that you can join us next sort of Saturday week. So I can't believe how quickly the weeks are going. It's crazy. Rose is there answering questions, so please feel free to ask questions as we go along. We mustn't have long to go now. Just been given the calling card. Okay. All my chicken, I can see there was a little bit that didn't quite look cooked, but it looks like it's actually just about cooked. And how long have we got? Not long, we're down to the seconds apparently. So I've got my cream ready and we're going to do the next step. So we're nearly there. Super quick though, what are we at? 6:30. Look at that, we've diced, we've made pesto, we've zoodled, we've done lots of things. Okay, so that's just about done. And you'll find if your chicken's almost done, it's going to finish cooking you know, because it's going to be so close. Okay, are we ready? Running out of room. Okay, can you hear that? Now, that's going to be a bit hot now. Yeah, I don't want to risk it and drop it on myself. Okay, so I'm going to pull out that chicken, I think. Okay, yeah, do you want to come and have a look at how beautiful this chicken looks? And then in a minute, I'm going to get you to come in and have a look at me shredding this and the easiest way to do that. So you can see now that's all cooked through beautifully in there. Oh, there's a little noodle stuck to the bottom, that's okay. Now I'm just going to check that I'm happy with my noodles. If not, we'll just give them a little bit longer. It means I'm going to have to test one, isn't it? I don't want to burn myself. Okay. Well, I think they're so close to look at, but let me just try one. I'm just going in. Okay. You know what, I might just give them 2 more minutes. So what I would suggest, I did say, keep your jug on hand. I'm just going to put a little bit more water in there. Just a little splash. Just to give them a bit more of cover. And then we're just going to pop them back on just for a couple of minutes. But that's easy because we're going to shred some chicken while we're waiting. Okay, we're going to add... Try to do it backwards, but I won't work it out. Okay, so I'm just going to add some time, just a couple of minutes, and I'm going to just start that. Okay, and I'll 1A it as we go. Oh, let's see how clever I can be. Oh, it worked. See, the 1A is beautiful because you can see that. Actually, you should come in and have a look at that. Let me stop that. Because it just gives it that gentle stir. I'm just going to make my lid not be frosty. But you can see all that in there, and then watch this, as we just start it, gives it that gentle stir, but it's not breaking anything, it's not turning, it's already fogged up probably, but it's not going to turn your pasta into a soup or anything like that, so it just means that we can actually, I think, can I go down the speed, or am I on? No, just giving me info. Oh, look, I'll just. Have I got it? Okay, speed to 0. Right, see? Very good directions. Okay, so I need you to come in here and watch this. I'm going to just give myself a little bit more room. And this is, I'll put that one with the handle out of the way, how we're going to just shred the chicken. Super easy. Just roughly, just with a couple of forks. No need to put it into anything or, you know, grab a chopper or anything like that. We're just going to pull this chicken apart. So tender, it is amazing. So that was a total of 15 minutes cooking time. How easy, oh, flicking food everywhere. How easy though is that, just to, and then do it as fine or as big or whatever you like. Nice and easy. And we nearly dropped the camera because she was so excited. Okay. Okay, I'll come back to that in just a sec because I'm going to strain my pasta off. Oh, that pasta looks amazing. Isn't it amazing how much pasta, if you have a look, how much pasta this has actually produced from what was sitting at the bottom of your bowl. So I'm just going to give that a quick pour out. It's really hard doing everything with one hand. I'm just going to, I've got a few noodles that I'm just going to dislodge from the bottom there because they've just wrapped themselves around a little bit, which is fine. You'll know what I mean because you'll be looking at the same thing. So I'll get that out. Now, if you've got a few noodles left on the bottom, don't stress about it, just leave them there because we're going to mix everything together anyway. Now, we're just going to get our pesto. Pop it into the bowl. These spatulas are so good because it just, if I could do it so that you can see, everything just comes out of there beautifully. So we're going to pop that in. Let's not waste any. And I'm using the whole lot. You don't have to. If you don't want to use all of it, don't use all of it. But I'm using all of it. And then I'm going to add, just making sure it smells right. I only just opened it. But I'm going to add about 200 mils of my cream. Just guessing, I don't measure much. Okay. So pop in that beautiful cream, about 200 mils. If you want to add more, add more. It's like, you know, with your pesto or with this one, if you want extra garlicky, put extra garlic in there, it's okay. Then we're just going to pop the lid on, and I'm going to let that run for 3 minutes on 110. And we're just going to pop that on 3. And all we're doing is getting that to mix together into heat up so that we can then get everything together. So I'll just continue shredding up this chicken. So you can see how this can be a beautiful summer dish as well, because you don't have to eat it hot. It can be, you know, something that you fill in lunch boxes. I think this is a great lunchbox idea, especially when you've got, you know, kids or husbands or wives or whatever out there that can't reheat food. This is a beautiful one cold, as I mentioned. So we've ripped all that chicken apart as much as we like, chunky, not chunky, it's all up to you. And once that 3 minutes is up, we're going to start putting everything together. So you can do it either of two ways. You can pop your pasta back in here and coat everything through, or just pop everything into a bowl and mix it through, whatever you find is going to be easier. I think I'm just going to pop it into a bowl, because I would then put this straight onto the table and dinner would be served. So I'm just going to run a little bit of hot water through my pasta. Did I disappear? Did you not see me? Okay. So, look how much this makes. It's just amazing. So I'm just going to have all that pasta popped in there. I'm going to pop my chicken straight in there. I hope that those that are cooking along are ready for dinner, because this is absolutely going to be amazing. Pop that in. It's nearly heated up. I'm going to grab our cherry tomatoes that we've roasted. I'm going to pop those in without spilling them all over the floor. Look at the colours in this too. Okay, done. The neighbours will be knocking in a minute, wondering where their dinner is. Okay. But you can see what we've done. We've done pasta, we've done a pesto, we've steamed chicken, we've cooked the pasta. We've done it all in one pot and one little bowl for our pesto. So it's not a huge amount of washing up. If you want to pop it all in the dishwasher, absolutely go for it. Our sauce must have just seconds to go. 30, there you go, we're close. So tell us what you want to see with our next Saturday cook-along, or not cook-along, sorry, it's more just a cooking class. And let us know if you're enjoying them and if you're using the recipes that we did. I want to know who's made the anchovy paste if you actually were joining us. So I know a few of you were saying that you were going to do it. Could not convince my children to taste it, but they made me, and that's fine, because they were like, you wouldn't eat that, and I was like, watch me. So I did eat it, they will tell you that. And oh, this smells so good. I'm just going to pop my lid over there. I'm going to grab my sauce. Look at this, please come in and have a look at this sauce. Look at that. And I am just going to drizzle that all over my pasta. Oh gosh. Can you just get in my belly? Okay, scrape that out. So if you wanted just to serve it straight from the bowl without having to have a second bowl, absolutely up to you. But I want to pop it on the table and call out dinner's ready very soon. I might just do it with a couple of forks, actually, might be the easiest. And just mix that through. Honestly, please try this one. This is, I think, one of my favourites. I was going to keep some aside and try it on the zoodles, but looks like I'm having pasta now. But that's all right. And there we have it, a delicious, pretty much one pot chicken. Oh my gosh, tomato, pesto, creamy pasta. Voila! What do you think? Can you smell it? Can you envisage the smell? Who's cooked along with us? Who's ready to eat dinner right now? Thanks for joining us. We really loved having you. Please keep giving us all your feedback and let us know if there's anything else you want to know. The recipe will be uploaded with the method for you. So for those of you who didn't get all the steps, we'll make sure that gets up there for you. And we'll see you probably in a week or so for some picnic ideas. Thank you, everyone.